How to use the MetaSwap web application in order to open and manage your hedging swap position. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the demo environment of the MetaSwap protocol. You can reach this environment at the URL demo.metaswap.finance. I'm going to use this so that I can play with every feature and showing you every feature of the web application with test tokens without risking any money. Let's start with a simple walkthrough of the Hedging Swaps dashboard of the web application, which is the main page you see here on the screen of the web app of MetaSwap. Starting from the top left corner, you see the current coin box, which is the currently digital asset selected for the web application of MetaSwap. At the time of recording this video tutorial, you can choose among 3 different digital assets, which are Ethereum, Wrapped Bitcoin, and Wrapped Paxos Gold. Let's stick with Ethereum for now. Following through on the right, you can see 2 different boxes, the price chart and the price trend, that are showing some data about the currently selected asset. You can see the current price, you can see the latest, the last 24 hours price volatility and the last 7 days price volatility, and on the chart here you can see the price trend for the last period of time. Scrolling down a little bit, we can see the core section of the MetaSwap web application, which is the actual Hedging Swap dashboard. On the left hand corner you can see the so-called price arc component, where you can graphically see the position you are going to open or the position you are managing. We'll see that in a little. On the right, you can play around with the labels by selecting the direction of the swap and different parameters, target size, expiration date, and so the duration, the cover, and see the liquidity reward you will get back for using the protocol. Here, scrolling down, you can see a very important part of the MetaSwap protocol, which is the balancer. Here you can see how the liquidity pools behind the MetaSwap protocol are balanced between the 2 different assets, the currently selected digital asset, which is Ethereum, and the stable coin asset against which we are going to open the position. And here you can see if the swap is allowed in the direction you are choosing and how the 2 liquidity pools are balancing each other out. If you connect the wallet with the button here on the top right, accept the terms and service and privacy policy, you can see one more section here below, which is the current active swap. With my test address here, I have already opened a few positions, so here you can see 3 different positions opened on the on all the digital assets. You can see here the USDT Ethereum, the Wrapped Bitcoin, Tether, and the Tether Wrapped Bitcoin swaps opened. Now let's learn how to open a new hedging swap position. Scrolling up again at the top of the Hedging Swap dashboard, we are going to select the digital asset on which we want to cover against. Let's stick with Ethereum for now. This is the price trend. Okay, then go to the main dashboard of the Hedging Swaps and decide which direction you want to cover, which price change you want to cover your asset against. And this can be directly seen by having a look at the price arc. In this situation, we are going to cover ourselves for the price of Ethereum going down. That's because the green blue section of the price arc is on the left hand side, so for the price decreasing. So if the price of the Ethereum goes below the current price, which is 1,638 USD dollars, Tether, so if the prices goes below this price, we are going to earn profit from this position. If the price goes up, we are going to lose and eventually get our position liquidated if the price hits the threshold. If I choose the different label here, so I choose Tether, I am going to cover in the opposite direction. So if the price of Ethereum goes up, you can see here by the green section of the price R, which moved to the right section of the component, to the right side of the component. If the price of Ethereum goes up, I am going to learn. If the price goes down, I'm going to lose and eventually get liquidated. Let's make the example that I don't have Ethereum, so I have the USD dollars. In this test address, I have 1 million Tether, and I want to cover for the price of Ethereum going up. So I choose here the different parameters of my position. The first one is the target size. So the total size of the position I want to open. Let's say that we have $5,000 as target size, and you can see here that the USDT swap is not allowed. This is because the target size is too big for the liquidity pools to cover it. So the protocol, the MetaSwap protocol, will allow the position to be opened only and only if this position can be covered and guaranteed by the liquidity pools behind the MetaSwap protocol. This is a very important and critical point of the whole protocol. For the protocol to be decentralized, so there is no central office saying that you can or you cannot open the position, we have to base the decision on the liquidity pool. So the protocol is basing the decision on the liquidity pool and the balance of the liquidity pool between themselves. So with this target size, the protocol is not allowing me to open this position. Of course, the liquidity pool on the demo environment are really low in volume, so maybe I cannot open. Okay, if I put $1,000 of target size, you can see that this swap is now allowed. Next, I have to choose the duration of the swap, so the expiration date. Today is February the 9th, and the minimum default duration is 1 day, but I can click here and select the expiration date of my swap, and the duration will update accordingly. Let's say that I want the swap to be open until the end of this month, so the end of February. Moving again in the bottom line, we have to choose the cover to put as a guarantee of our hedging swap position. The default value is 20%, but I can go as low as 10% and up to 100%. This means that if I put here the 10% cover, this means that at the moment I'm opening the swap, so right now I will need to provide just $100 to cover for a target size of $1,000. But there is of course a drawback of that, which is the threshold. You can see that if I move this lever up and down, the red portion of the price arc here is increasing or decreasing. If I move this lever up, the red zone gets bigger. If I move it down, it gets smaller. What does this mean? This means that if the price goes in the opposite direction of what I am thinking, so it goes in the red zone, I have less space, so my position will be liquidated if the price hits the threshold, which is this important, very important value you read here at the bottom of the price arc. Now the price of Ethereum is $1,641. If the price goes below $1,559, my swap will be automatically liquidated and closed, and I will lose my cover plus the premium I'm going to pay. If at the end of February, so on the 28th of February, the price of Ethereum will be higher than this current price, I will receive my cover back plus the profit plus the liquidity reward, which is the next field I'm going to discuss. This is the reward you get by the protocol for using the hedging swap position. This is the maximum liquidity reward you can receive if the position stays open for the whole set duration. In the next section of this tutorial, we're going to see how to close in advance an open swap position. If you close in advance, of course, you are not going to receive the entire liquidity reward. Let's now finalize this swap position. Scroll down a little bit. I can see that we have now 3 open positions, the ID 37, 8 and 9 here. I'm going to click on the execute swap button now to effectively open this swap position. MetaMask will pop up asking for us the confirmation, and we are just going to confirm that, and by the time that MetaMask is going to confirm this transaction, the blockchain is going to confirm this transaction, what I have paid for now. What I have paid is $100 for the cover plus $79 Tether for the premium. The cover is not a direct fee we are paying, it's just a cover. So as I said previously, if the swap at the expiration date of the operation, or if I close it in advance, is on the green zone, I will get back my cover plus the profit. If the swap gets liquidated, I will get back nothing, because I will lose my cover and the premium. If I close in advance or at the expiration date of the swap the price is in the red zone but not below the threshold, I will receive back just a portion of my cover. Let's scroll down and we can see that we have a new position here, the ID 39, which is expiring on the 28th of February. So we just opened our first swap. Let's now see, by closing this down, how to refinance a running hedging swap. So I have here in the current active swap section 4 different operations running at this time. And what if I want to change some of my position? What if I want to refinance a position which is slightly heading toward the threshold, but I don't want to get liquidated? We can see that in this list of open swap, we have 2 of them that are currently profiting. That means that the current price is on the green zone of the price arc. If I click on this row, we can see that the initial price of the hedging swap position was $1,631 and now is $1,641. So the current price is above the initial price of the swap position. So I am at the moment profiting from this operation. In this case, for example, the price, this swap has been opened in the opposite direction, so it's the green zone is on the left side of my price arc, so I am profiting if the price goes below the initial price. But we can see that the initial price of this rapid Bitcoin swap was 22,681, while now the current price is below, so it's 22,747. So it's higher. So 22,747, it's higher than 22,681. So I am in the red zone. I am not nearly close to the threshold, but I'm in the red zone. So this is a perfect example on how to refinance this swap. Let's try to move this lever of the cover. What does it mean to refinance a swap position? It means to increase the cover. Let's say that I am very close to this threshold. What can I do to refinance? I can just increase my cover. So I can move this lever or move this field directly from the original 20% cover to a bigger one. So let's move to 40%. So I am doubling my cover. What does this mean? That the new threshold here is doubling the space for the hedging swap to be open in the red zone without getting liquidated. Let's finalize this operation, refinance. MetaMask is popping up again because I need to send the new cover to the blockchain, to the MetaSwap protocol, to the liquidity pools behind the protocol. While MetaMask is confirming and the blockchain are confirming the transactions, if I now close this preview and re-click on my rapid Bitcoin, we can see that the new threshold is increased a lot respect the previous ones. Now let's see the other example on an operation you can do on a current running swap, which is the close. How to close a hedging swap in advance. Let's scroll down again to the list of my current running swap position, and let's say that I want to close in advance this swap operation because I am profiting. In this example, of course, the profit is really small, but let's imagine that my profit is bigger, my expiration date is way ahead in the future, and I don't want to risk my swap to go in the red zone while it is now in the green zone, in the profiting zone, and I want to close in advance the swap. Here there is an interesting field which I didn't mention it before, and that is the closing penalties, because if you want to close in advance the position before the original expiration date you set, you have to pay a closing swap fee. Let's press close swap. In this case, we are going to pay 26.9681 Tether as closing penalties. So, of course, we are going to close this swap in advance just in the case if the profit is way bigger than this closing penalties. Of course, for the sake of this video, let's just close it down. We are on the demo, we can afford it. Confirm on MetaMask, and now as the blockchain will confirm the transaction, this swap ED37 will no longer appear under my current active swap. Time for the UI to refresh, and that's it, he's gone. 37 is no longer here in the currently active swap. And this leads us to the final section of this tutorial, which is the history of your swap positions, of your hedging swap position. All your closed, liquidated, and executed position, hedging swap position, will be available in the history tab. So you just click the swap menu item, history, here in the top header, and you will see this page. As I mentioned, it is divided by the executed state, closed state, and liquidated. What do these states mean? The executed swap is a swap which has run until the original expiration date. So nothing happened, it didn't hit the threshold, you didn't close it in advance, it just ran for until the expiration date and closed in profit or in partial loss of your cover. A closed swap is a swap I closed voluntarily in advance, and we can see here our swap, the 37, the one we closed just a minute ago. And on the liquidated swap, we can see, if any, the hedging swap positions that get liquidated. So the price hits the threshold, so the automatic liquidation system of the MetaSwap protocol is going to close down your swap and keep the cover you put as a guarantee.